I just realized that I accidentally made my live stream public. Oh no. Oh no. Oh well. It's fine. Well, just give me a few minutes, then it's gonna be kind of like a test stream anyway, but let's see how it goes. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. So the stream is working. Okay, that's weird, because you're gonna see why I'm surprised in a minute, but I think the title of the video, oh, the stream, sorry. I'm used to recording videos, okay? It's been a long time since I've done any kind of streaming at all. Like, any. It is actually crazy. Hold on a minute, I'm just setting up everything. Let's see if this is gonna work. Okay. Okay, this is funny, right? Ever since last time I have streamed, maybe I was just using an old version of OBS. I just downloaded OBS again, and now there is a YouTube live control panel in here. And I thought it was really cool. So I logged in, and this is the most useless thing in the world. It is actually incredible. Oh, hola. How are you doing? Yeah, there's like the only thing it shows me is the views, the chat rate, and then the views, but it does not show me any chats. It just shows me three stupid numbers, and that's it. How helpful! Absolutely brilliant. I'm like refreshing the page and everything, so I have to still have the live streaming studio like panel open on YouTube as opposed to, you know, what this thing is supposed to do. This is stupid. It's fine. It's fine. Hello, people. Hello. Welcome. 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 Okay. So we're gonna be starting off very soon. I like the app first. Okay. So I'm outside of university now. Okay, we're done. We're done. I mean, I still have to present my things, but we're done. Okay, we're free. But that means now I'm unemployed, which I don't know how to feel about. It's like, what is worse, to be a depressed university student, or to be depressed unemployed? I'm trying to still figure out which one is worse for me at the moment. Because either way, I am both stressed and depressed. But it's okay. So, where am I going with this, okay? So, basically, I am slowly going to be getting into the industry. And in order to go to the industry, I need to kind of get my bearings again, okay? This is not academical life anymore, okay? We're out of that. Today, you're going to be... I'm going to be just chilling, vibing, hence Demiro's Chill Corner. That's my name, okay? What we're going to be doing today is, together, we're going to be kind of creating the cornerstone and like the first big... the foundation, essentially, of my workspace, okay? It feels really weird because, again, I usually am more of a recorder kind of guy. Like, you don't see it in my catalog in my videos, but before any of the videos like online and live right now on my channel, I've done... You go, Demir, thank you. Before I've done any kind of stuff like that, I used to do videos, so streaming is still a bit weird to me, but I think I'm pretty natural at it. It's okay. I don't know why I'm acting like this is one of my first streams. I've streamed like 3-4 times already. Like, what is wrong with me? But it's a weird feeling. I still need to get used to it a little bit. So let's start, right? Why am I doing that? There you go. Professional streamer. Professional streamer. I had a stroke. Okay, so welcome to my new system. Okay, we're on the same computer. It's the same crappy, sorry, beautiful laptop. It's still on the same laptop. I'm gaining experience. Expensive. What? So we're on the same computer, but we're on a different system. We're on a different operating system. We're on Linux today. Don't worry. I'll try my best not to be a, you know, Linux connoisseur, and I would argue that I'm not really a Linux kind of guy. Like, I've been using Windows since I was a baby, okay? Ever since I could get up on my chair and write video games on my computer, I've been a Windows user. However, what happened was, okay, one day when I was on campus, my computer just decided to commit seppuku. And when I was just getting into like some project weeks and whatnot to get to work, it broke down. And it was because a big guy was good. Welcome. So what happened basically was my Windows updated and then felt like, hey, I'm gonna break these files. Why? Felt like it. Am I gonna fix it? No. And what did I do? I had to soft reset my computer. And suffice to say, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, okay? I was like, that's it, okay? And I started experimenting with Linux. So here's where we are today. Now, I still have the Windows in here, okay? I still have Windows in here, but I'm doing a dual boot setup, meaning I have 2 operating systems in the same computer, okay? So that's what we're going for here, okay? So for you tech-savvy people who are wondering, okay, I'm using Linux Mint. Thank God I don't have my IP visible here. I took it out, I forgot. Yeah, so we're on Linux Mint, okay? It is the most stock Linux like you could start with, either Ubuntu or Mint. It just works. I was using another distribution. I'm not going to get into whys and hows and whatnot, but that's what I'm using today. I hope you guys like the theming. Before the stream, like yesterday, I spent all day setting up my computer, and I'm very happy with how it turns out. It's kind of like, it has this modern feel to it. I'm pretty happy with it. And I also feel more comfortable in this new computer because it's clean, it's new, so there's no sensitive information that I could leak here. So I feel pretty happy about that. Now, though, the problem is, this computer has right now nothing in it. It only has a few things logged in, and that's it. Otherwise, this computer, even if something happens to it, if it gets DDoSed or whatever, it doesn't matter, because it literally has nothing. So, I made a list of things to get started with here, okay? Is this Black Mesa OS? Bro, that's exactly what I was going for here. This is exactly what I was going for. I'm very happy with it, though. Again, I'm very happy with it. I mean, if you're more of a dark theme kind of guy, which I used to be, right? So what my plan is going to be is, if I go to, well, not here, but if I go here, I have two graphite themes here. If I get this one, we're gonna get dark theme. We got dark theme as well, just in case, you know, depending on what you guys like. But I'm gonna go with light this time. I'm pretty happy with it. I have a heart attack every time I change my theme because like my computer freezes for like a split second. So I do apologize for that. That's crazy. But yeah, so for us to look at today, I have a list of things that we're gonna be doing today. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna be looking at my old repository of my old notes, see what we have, see the issues with it, and see how we can improve upon it for the next one. Okay, so this system is going to be my research bay, basically, hence Black Mesa. It's going to be where I'll be taking my notes, my research papers, where I'm going to be doing it. So it's going to be my focus zone here. Okay, so I don't want to download any games here at the moment. Okay, when I switch to a full new laptop, new computer, sorry, not laptop, but new computer, then I'm gonna make a more generalized Linux. But for now, this is going to be my research center. It's going to be my workstation. So that's the idea, is to turn this Linux into not just a gimmicky OS on my computer, but as an actual workstation on the side with Windows, where I do my main stuff usually. That's the idea. So I've done an old repository before, so we're going to be looking into that, like I said. Then I'm going to be creating a new vault. I'm going to get into what that is in a minute. Then we're going to be starting to build our new workspace. We're going to be creating some organized files. We're going to see some plugins and make it look pretty and shiny and snazzy and pizzazzy. We got some side quests though. As I'm doing all this, probably I'm going to have some spasm attacks with the system itself, with the OS. And I'm going to need some applications that I'm going to be missing. So we're going to be downloading those on the terminal and chat with you guys. Okay? I mean, I'm no big streamer, so I doubt I'm going to have huge people to chat with, but you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We're not here for the streamer lifestyle, okay? We're here for the chill lifestyle. That's what we're here for. So, vamos. Okay, let's start. I'm going to put this to the side here for now, okay? Let's get started then. So, the first thing I'm going to start with is investigating my old repository. Unfortunately, I have yet to make my old repository public. It is unfortunately not public. So we're going to have to first get into my GitHub. So let's go in there for a minute. Well, not that, sorry. Let's go. Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, then I forgot. I don't want to get into the techie-wacky stuff here, but basically this thing is like an app launcher, but it doesn't launch some applications that I installed specifically through a different package manager, which is a different source. So I'm gonna quickly fix that real quick. So we have Zen browser here, right? So I'm gonna go to the application here. So it opens it through this, you see? So basically, there's this thing called a Flatpak, which is certain type of... Flatpaks are basically certain types of applications that run through this thing. And what it does is it gets the Flatpak and says, okay, can you run Arch? What? We're not on Arch. What do you mean? Okay. And then it's going to run the Zen browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this command, okay? We're going to go back here. We're going to go to Preferences. And we're going to go to Custom Actions. And we're going to add it to here, the command. And let's do the pattern Zen. Or I can make another one here, right? And I can go Browser. So I'm going to do Brow. It's going to be shorter. It's going to be easier to type, right? So boom. So now if I go Zen, it's going to open up a new Zen browser, which is the browser I'm using, okay? So, okay, perfect. So if I go Brow, it's going to open the browser. Perfect, brilliant. Okay, so we're good with that. Unfortunately, it's not like Mac OS where you can just write calculations or whatever, but it's simple enough. It's intuitive enough for me at the moment. I'm planning to change later. So let's go with Zen like we did before. Let's go to... Okay. Let's go to GitHub. Okay, what am I looking at? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly sign in on the right screen here. What do you mean? Oh, okay, we're in, okay. Okay, we are in, guys. All right. So I'm gonna go to the main repository here. So this right here, people, this is my old main repository. So this is my old magnum opus, essentially, okay? I don't know why I wrote this whole thing here. I guess it's good for me to look into. It's gonna help me see how everything's organized. Hence what we have to do today. So let's see here. JavaScript, C#, okay. Interesting. Let's see what we have. Is Red Star OS Linux as well? Are you talking about the... Are you talking about the North Korean operating? Yeah, it is. It is. It should be. I mean, not anymore. I think like old version was Windows, but then it changed into like it. Then later it changed into Linux. Here, look. Computer in North Korea typically use modified versions of OS. Isn't this now Ubuntu? I think now this is Linux, no? Let me check. I could swear this was like Linux. Let me check. Yeah, it's Linux. Look, default is KDE. Okay, that's KDE is like a desktop environment, and because influenced by this. Yeah, look here, Unix like Linux. Yeah, this thing is Linux. Yeah, I mean, it is bizarre to me that out of anything that we could have gotten from out of North Korea, we got this out, which is insane to me. Like, who uses this operating system? Like I assume most of the working class there don't have access to like, a computer. I don't think so. So either this is like something that like some of the top people use, but at that point, if you're like that top level in the society in North Korea, then why would you even use this as opposed to any other operating system? You clearly already have access to that. So why would you go for like this, It doesn't make any sense. I gotta give it to them. This star logo is kind of fire. I gotta give it to them. The star logo is kind of fire. I kind of like it. 2014 macOS clone. No, literally, it is though. I mean, this was the first version. Oh, yikes. Okay. So that's just Windows XP. Right, 1.0. 2.0, it's kind of like 7, kind of like Vista looking. Okay. Okay, and this is where the Mac OS 2014 came in. Yeah, exactly. So. Oh, they have their own open office? What the hell? Okay. What the heck? Okay. It has games, bro. It has games. It has games. Like, you thought that, just forget about Baldur's Gate 3. Forget about Exhibition 33. Forget about all of those games, okay? Forget about Balatro, okay? We got... I'm not gonna even pretend I can read that. No, we got Minesweeper. We got whatever the hell this thing is, like Chips Challenge looking puzzle game. I don't even know what it is. Okay, North Korea Portal. Okay, we're not going down the Wikipedia rabbit hole. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. So let's download this. I mean, I could do it from the terminal, but because this is private, I don't think I can. So I'm just gonna download the zip. Should be fine. There we go. I don't know how big this thing is, but I doubt it's super big because it's all just like images and writing, you know? Red Star OS 1 minus Red Star OS 1 Windows 11 0. That's true. I don't think Windows 11 has Minesweeper. Oh, that's so weird. Why wouldn't they have that though? Okay, that is weird. Yeah, me no happy about that. Me no happy. Okay, we gotta download it. So I'm gonna put this to the side here, and let's open up Thunar. Thunar is our browser here, our file explorer basically. So we have our download here. Okay, so we're gonna have to extract it to here. Okay, so here's all my notes here. So as you can see, they're all in these folders, and they're all organized in a certain way here. The thing is, I have to say, overall, I'm glad that I used this thing. I'm glad that it helped me throughout my studies, and this was kind of like, in a way, my working portal for during my studies. But now, coming out of my studies, I kind of want something cleaner, something a bit more permanent in a way, and something a bit more personal, as opposed to just more optimized for studies, you know? Look, when you're in university, when you're in, you know, any kind of academic like environment, that is your life. That is your life. Hello. Like, when you're in any kind of academic environment, that is your life. You cannot get out of it. You cannot pretend that it's not there. You just can't. Because, for example, half of my day is just in class, and then quarter of my day is just doing assignments. So I only have like a very small quarter to spend time with like other people, right? And most of the time you tend to just hang out with the local people. You don't want to do new things because, well, it kind of takes more time, right? So as a result, despite me trying to make this work environment to be something that I would be, you know, happy to work with, it still has a lot of like stuff from school that I don't want anymore. So yeah, I'm not gonna delete this repository, obviously. I'm just gonna rename it to like Old Archive or something, or like Alexander's Library or something. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh, that music is fire, actually. All right, Fantomico, welcome. We're gonna see here what we have. So as you can see, when I open my notes, you're gonna notice something weird, right? They're all in .md, okay? .md is like markdown files, okay? Now, I did not write my notes like this normally, okay? Oh, that's some cool stuff. Oh, wait, that's some spoilers for some other friends. I gotta be careful. So you see, it's a bit counterintuitive to write like this, so you may be thinking like, what the hell is this, right? No. I did not just write my notes like this. Gaming till 6 a.m. Good day. I mean, yeah, like there were some days where like for 2 days I'll be completely empty. So on like a Saturday, for example, I will not have any assignments. So I would just game all day, and then the next day I will just like crash out, die, and then Monday I'm back in the game. I'm back in uni, you know? That was the life. That was indeed the life. So I used an application here called Obsidian. And this is my magnum opus. This is how I roll all my notes, okay? Before, like, I'm going to give you my best introduction to Obsidian without sugarcoating it to a level where you have to watch like 10-hour videos. You don't have to do that, okay? I've seen like 2-hour videos, even 30-minute videos. You don't need these. It's for note taking, you know? Just sit down and start note taking, and then if you need something complex, add it. Don't, you know. Fond devs, huh? What the heck is a fond dev? I think you went to say front devs? What's up? I should not be searching these. Fallout New Vegas. Okay, not that. Definitely not that, homie. Definitely not that. Okay. So, this is my repository, right? And these things are called vaults, okay? Hence the name here, create a new vault. So we're gonna be creating essentially this. Obsidian is pretty good. No, Obsidian is brilliant. You're gonna see my setup here. I have to warn you though, it is not the best. That's the whole point of this whole stream, is to make it better. So we're gonna open the setup here. Oh, I cannot even, it's fine. Okay, so it's gonna load, and I'm gonna trust and enable the plugins. Here it is. So, I haven't shown this publicly properly, except for that one, okay. Okay, are you good? Are you good? Okay, so, I haven't shown this in public in a while, so, forgive me if I act a bit weird with this, okay? I don't use it, but from what I know, from what I use, it's good. Okay. So here's my repository, okay? These are all my notes. So as you can see, it's pretty like customized. It like Obsidian, I can assure you, does not look like this out of the box. It's I mean it does. It's almost the same. Just like the organization here is like a different thing. It usually looks like this. But in mine, it looks like this. And I have some notes here as nodes, which I'm going to explain briefly. And so, that looks very pretty. Thank you. So here's some old notes that I have. Some of these things I've already done. So this, like, I gotta say, this setup is pretty old. So, some of these things, as you can see, I was learning some C#. I was learning some PCG generation through Unreal and all this stuff. I was working on a project called what was it called? Grudge? I think it was called Grudge. Yeah, here it is, Grudge. Stuff like this, and around 80% of these I've already done, which is funny. And by the way, presentation for Barcelona game creators. That was basically like a TED Talk kind of presentation that I've done about Obsidian. So go check that out on my stream. Check that out on my channel. So, unfortunately, all of these things you see here, we're gonna kind of have to do all of it again. Well, it's going to be less cluttered because this setup is kind of messy. It looks straightforward, it looks clean, but it's messy. So, what I want is to make this a bit more clean and take what I like from the setup and apply it to my new one. So, let's see what we have, okay? So we have my sparks here, which are like Kanban boards. I don't want to open this too many times because there is some stuff written there, but I'm going to open it anyway. Oh yeah, it's just, yeah, that's fine, yeah. So these are where I write my quick game ideas that I have in my mind. I mean, there are some ideas on the right that I don't want to show, but it's fine because these ideas are pretty fine. and like these are like basically like Kanban boards that I can move around. I like using Kanban modes for quick ideas. I think it makes a lot of sense. Transitory nodes are like temporary nodes that I create that you will just get rid of. Are you a programmer? I am not. That's the thing is, I'm not. I am a technical artist, which is kind of a bit of both. I do development, but not necessarily just coding. Hello, Paul. Hi, Paul. Who's Paul? I don't know why that was funny. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're enjoying your time here. So, transitory nodes are basically just temporary nodes you have. I call them burner nodes. You just have them for a bit and then you delete them, right? Here are just these quick ideas that I can just pick up literally and put them in my projects. Permanent nodes are basically Paul the... Do not call one of our chat members an alien. I know what reference you're doing, but you can't just do that. Demand the myth, the legend. Demand the myth, the Paul. Okay. Stop it, Paul. Okay. Permanent nodes are my temporary nodes. So these are like things that I will always be able to reference, right? I remember the Paul the Alien movie, Lamar. Okay. So the permanent notes are notes that I write and they're always there. So there are things that I can always reference to. For example, I have programming here that we were talking about briefly. C#, for example. Here are some notes that I have for C#. So I have some tasks to write here. Brief explanation of what C# is, just for the aesthetic. Maybe I am. Oh, this is getting deep, okay? We're not playing Metal Gear Solid, okay? I'm you, but different genes, you know? For example, here's a rock, paper, scissors game that I tried to make one time. And here's like the code of it. There's a lot of extensions here. So these are stuff that I've done, you know? These are projects that I've done and they are here. And I can always reference to it. This was dumb. Okay, this project was straight up dumb. Okay. Yeah, so we have stuff like this. We have stuff, for example, for game design, some game idea concepts here that I made, and all that stuff. So, and then here I have my projects. So this stuff that I don't want to show just yet, because these are genuine projects that I am interested in. And my final thesis, which I have delivered. Oh, did you play the Metal Gear? I mean, I haven't played the new one. I played some of the older ones, but I have not played the new one. I really want to though, because I haven't like been able to sit down and play Snake Eater, for example. So you're talking about the Snake Eater one, right? The Delta game. I really want to check that out. Don't know much about coding. Stream recommend to me, so I watch it. All good. I mean, we're not gonna do any coding here. We're up. I think I need to change the title of the stream to I am not a programmer. Like, I'm not a programmer, guys. Holy moly, my Obsidian basically just vanilla Obsidian with good keybinds. Yeah, I mean, everybody's Obsidian is unique, you know? And then, from what I remember, my library here... Yeah, okay, so my library is just outside notes that I saved. So as opposed to things I write, these are things that I found online, right? So if I go to my resource navigator, yeah, so I made this thing where I straight up made my own YouTube save bank here. He's a programmer and I don't listen to... I am not a programmer! I am not a programmer! I sat down and tried to learn C++ and I almost committed seppuku. It's just too hard for me. I might try Mint or Ubuntu on a virtual machine. Honestly, do that. Don't try... If you're trying Linux for the first time, do not download it. Just try it on a VM. That's what I did. For example, right now I'm using Mint, which is... Honestly, it's one of the better distros to go from Windows to Linux. Liar, liar, pets on fire. Absolute menace of a man. It was nothing gaming. Absolute menace of a man. But yeah, I mean, hold on, let me see if, can I Khan Academy this thing here real quick? I'm gonna do a Khan Academy here real quick. Oh god, what is this painting tool? Oh, Yeah, this is great. Like Linux is like this. Okay, sometimes you have like perfectly every program you need, but then you cannot even find a stupid program to just do painting stuff, which is really. I know that Arch is for the pros only. I mean, that's what I was gonna get into, because, for example, you have. That's why I switched to NeoVim because I didn't really want to complicate it. I already customized for program purposes. I mean, if you're a programmer, Vim are good, okay? Like they're really good environments, okay? I think hold on, I'm gonna actually open up my browser here so we can. Okay, here. So here's the thing, right? Linux Mint is honestly. Nobody's lying. Like it's everything what people say. It's one of the best distros to go from Windows to Linux, because let me put it this way, okay? Right now I have a laptop here that's connected to an external monitor with a webcam. Okay, there's a lot of devices going on here that normally with Linux is considered a quote unquote pain in the butt to figure out. Okay, but when I set up Linux here, the dual monitors worked. All my drivers, I mean, it's full AMD, but still, all my drivers worked. Everything just worked out of the box. ArchLinux was my first and only distro, lol. Not that it's hard. Alright, I'm gonna go study for my pilot exam. Have a nice trip. Okay, do not crash the plane, please. Good luck. I trust you. Okay? Good luck. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. So, Linux Mint, in my opinion, is really good. Spend more time optimizing NeoVim than actually working. Why do I have 9 viewers? Why do I have 9 viewers? Why can I not have 4? Okay, it's fine. So Linux Mint is good to. I can go to a bit of HTML C++. Can you code C in C++, or can you really code C++? So the thing about Arch is. Let me put it this way, okay? If you're trying to learn Linux, Arch is not bad. Oh, not Arch like it's an Arch, okay? Arch Linux. Arch Linux. Okay, we're back, okay. Arch Linux, right? Here's the thing with Arch, okay? Most of the time it will blow up. In the sense that as you update your packages, you know, when there's going to be inconsistencies, when as you use the program more and more, it will get a bit more unstable and you have to fix the problems, okay? You have to be open to solving problems, which is Linux in a nutshell. Freedom in the cost, like freedom at the cost of comfort. So you have to kind of be there. Wiki, like Arch Wiki plus R is why. Yeah, I mean, the wiki is good, exactly. But that's the point. An average Windows user never opens the Microsoft Wiki at all, you know? Most of the time, they just kind of fix their problems usually, and some of the problems are just not fixable because they're just Microsoft stuff. C and C++ is compatible, but it has quality of life features, but it has OOP features, which you should avoid. I mean, no, C++ is like, there's a reason we all use C++. There's a reason why C++ has no killer currently. Okay, let's be real. If C++ had a killer, I can assure you we would be using it right now, okay? Why? I feel like maybe making this stream about Linux automatically got the engineering and the programming crowd to me. Maybe that was the mistake, but you're all welcome. Honestly, by the way, I'm glad you all are here. I appreciate it. So Arch is really good to learn Linux, period. I personally started with Manjaro. Now, Manjaro has problems, okay? If you, like, I would prefer people using Endeavor OS instead of Manjaro. Do you also know Holy See? Rest in peace, Terry Davis. What a man. I mean, that man was absolutely crazy. I mean, I believe he had schizophrenia. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I believe that man had schizophrenia. But, bro, he was talented, okay? Like, that was brilliant. That was brilliant, honestly. Rust is C++ killer. Zig is, oh my, Zig or Odin is C killer. Are we gonna really talk about the Rust in this channel? Are we gonna really talk about Rust in this stream. I don't want to talk about Rust. It has a place in the industry. Okay, it does. You know, it's young. It's showing a lot of promise. It's good, but I wouldn't call it a killer yet. Just yet. Okay, I think it needs time to simmer a little bit. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, in my opinion, I never talk down any kind of development tool or language, because I think, in my opinion, if it works, right? Like, there's no reason to really talk down a language, you know, except for JavaScript. But most of the time, most of those tools are useful, you know. Are you a little rusty? Anyway, so okay, what I'm trying to get here is we have to go back to our development stuff. Endeavor OS, in my opinion, is good to start Linux with. It's Arch-based, so you have that freedom. And it is generally really good because you're not going to have crazy problems, but you're going to have problems always with Linux, especially with anything Arch related. But that's good, because then you will go to the wiki, you will solve your problems and learn about Linux. And then, for example, Mint, which is what I'm using, Linux Mint is what I'm using, people, not piece of plant. It's just straightforward Linux. It has a lot of things out of the box. It works good. JavaScript is not a language. It's stupid. Oh, yeah. By the way, sorry, Paul. Yes, this is Zen browser. It is Zen browser. We are using Zen browser here. I've been a Firefox guy for a while. I mean, Zen is under the hood Firefox, but it's good. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm kind of forcing myself to use it though. I'm still not exactly used to it. I have to be honest, to be frank. The side panel is really good, but like years of using a computer and years of using a browser, I'm super used to having this search bar on the top, and it's not on the top, so it's a bit weird. JavaScript typecasting, hello. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we want to do is, okay, we want to kind of start building our brand new Obsidian workspace, okay, for me, okay? I mean, like, look at the left. Look at the amount of things on the screen, okay? This is right now, in my opinion, too much, okay? This thing especially, do you see this? This is why I hate JavaScript. Haven't used Zen much, mostly use Firefox and sometimes LibreWolf. I mean, fair enough. I mean, Zen is just that. It's just pretty. Zen feels pretty fast, by the way, actually, despite being pretty modern. Like, it looks really modern. Look at this, the amount of animations it has and everything. I really like it. It feels modern without feeling bloated, which is kind of rare these days, you know? But yeah, back to this thing. This is why I hate JavaScript. This thing here, Obsidian has this ability to... I think it's an extension, I believe, that lets you... Yes, native.js, which can integrate JavaScript code into your workspace here. And this is what I wrote. And I made this public knowing that it's crap. And I don't want to touch this anymore, so I just wanted people to touch it and use it themselves. So I just put it on my... oh my god, I can't speak! Ah! I can't speak. I put it on my GitHub. My goodness, here it is, Data View Navigator. So if you guys want this thing, if any of you use Obsidian or not, and you just want to take a look at this thing, you can find it on my GitHub page. You can find it here. I can link this on, actually, I'll link it to stream as well. So if any of you are interested in taking a look, here you go. All right, so I'm not promising anything here. I'm not promising whether this is good or bad. For me, it just worked. It works fine. It's not amazing, but it works, you know? And is the reason why I hate JavaScript. God, I hate this thing. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out because it basically allows me to save YouTube videos and websites as well. Both things that I like. These are really good videos, by the way, if you catch any of them while I'm showing them here. These are really good videos that I saved them here. And yeah, so for example, this, right? This whole thing, we don't need this UI. Like, we really don't need this UI. The UI is pretty, it makes things look good. But function-wise, it's exactly the same as just writing the links on a README in like a repository. It's the same as just me writing the links one by one in like a table. And there are super easy ways to do that in Obsidian, mind you, by making it also look good. So I want to see how I can do that. So we're gonna start to slowly do that, basically. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna open up a new... Can I open up a new window here, in here? Oh, no, hold up. New. Ah, okay, there you go, there you go. T-Mux moment, right? I mean, it's not T-Mux, but you get it. Okay, let me go to here, document, file type, markup, WAP is... Markdown, thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna be doing our workstation setup. So I'm gonna call it a workstation setup. So let's see what we have here. Maybe I should open it in a different here. Okay. Okay, so I like the Sparks thing. Like, some of these names you can remember. If you know any kind of note-taking or organization systems, then you're going to be familiar with some of these names here on the left. Especially Sparks. I'm going to have Sparks in my new system as well, which are basically quick notes and ideas for the future, basically. Okay. Now, transitory notes, I don't know how to feel about them because most of the notes I write in transitory are usually just these weekly tasks or these like tasks that I have. So maybe I should have something like a quest board, which are basically list of tasks, period, you know? So kind of like a video game, you know? When you're in Skyrim and you open your quest board, you will have a list of your quests. I think video games are a good reference for that, actually, for just tasks, you know? Is mousepad notepad for Mint? Mousepad is for XFCE, which is the desktop environment I use. So it's an application for my desktop environment. I mean, a lot of you, I assume, are pretty familiar with Linux already, right? So I love how I just opened it and then I closed it. Okay, here. So right now I'm using the XFCE desktop environment. Once I found out that Microsoft owns GitHub, kind of surprised me a lot. Actually, me too, but you know, it's so integrated that like they can only crop to so much, you know. I like XFCE because it's one of the more lightweight like desktop environments. It's more akin to something like old Windows kind of thing, and most distributions have XFCE because it's just simple, you know. Debian has it. There's an Ubuntu version called Xubuntu, which is just XFCE inside Ubuntu. And fun fact, I was almost gonna switch to this. I almost went to Xubuntu, but last minute I was like, I'm gonna do Mint, because I tried to use Xubuntu on a virtual machine, and I had some issues with setting some stuff up. It wasn't exactly out of the box experience that I kind of wanted. With Mint, half of those just got out of the way, so I was pretty happy with it. The only problem with XFCE is it kind of looks dated. It kind of looks dated, right? I mean, don't look at mine. In my opinion, mine is like one of the more modern looking XFCE setups. This looks modern, okay? I'm not gonna even let you disagree on this one, okay? Opinions don't matter in this chat. Okay? I think I have one of the more modern XFCE setups here. This is XFCE. But normally, XFCE is kind of known for looking kind of out of date, quote unquote. So people usually use it for like more retro setups or just on older computers, you know? But yeah, so, but if you want, but I think maybe you can download mousepad. No, wait, mousepad. Linux. No. Application. Oh. I mean, you could download mousepad, I think, maybe. I don't think it's like a that integrated application. Maybe you could just download it if you're interested in that. But yeah. But I thought about using KDE Plasma. I thought about it. But it's just a bit too heavy. Like at times it's a bit heavy. Like I can feel my fans kind of go up a little bit. So if you have a slight mid to low tier system, maybe KDE is not like the greatest if you're doing any kind of work in general. But it's certainly very pretty and still equally customizable. XFCE and KDE are pretty customizable. So these are pretty good desktop environments in my opinion. Or you could be the programmer that you are and just use Hyperland, which is a tile-based window manager. Or I guess if anybody still uses i3, why do I always get random things? i3 desktop environment, not the car by the Okay, how good is your laptop? Yes. No, I have no clue, honestly, because in theory my laptop is mid right now. It is not good. I wouldn't say it's good for the life of me, but I refuse to say it's bad because it can run, you know, a lot of the games, for example, right? I just thought it was funny that there's an off-brand notepad. Do you think Microsoft has copyright? If Microsoft has a copyright on Notepad, I am jumping out of my building. Like, what do you mean copyright on a note-taking application? I mean, don't get me wrong. Notepad was, funny enough, revolutionary. It helped to use the mouse while writing stuff, and the mouse was pretty helpful for getting people into computers, period. And that's what the Notepad did. But it's literally a notepad. It's literally a notebook on your computer. How can you copyright notebook? How can you copyright a notebook, period? You know? As a Hyperland user, I feel called out. I mean, Hyperland isn't bad. It's not bad, you know? If you are willing to learn the keybinds, it is very efficient. I am no programmer. And I don't, you know, hang around the keyboard as much as programmers do. So I tend to, I decided to stay away from Hyperland, i3, and all of these managers. I almost used one, actually, a window manager. It was a new one that came out. Notepad plus Dreamscape. You use Notepad plus plus. I use Notepad plus plus too, actually. I love it. I love Notepad plus plus. The only problem is it's Windows only. It's Windows only. That's the only thing that I don't like about Notepad++. It's Windows only, and that's unfortunate because it's really good. But I think the developer said that it relies a lot on the Windows shell elements or things that are native to Windows, so they did not do any port of it. But there's a lot of alternatives though. Like even Mousepad, for example, I like Mousepad actually. Even though it comes out of the box, it's pretty good. How good is my laptop? Demiro, yes. Like, look, I'll open NeoFetch again, okay? Oh my god, no. Okay, look, I'll open NeoFetch again, okay? Let me put this away. Oh my god, what am I doing? Look. Here, okay? We have a Ryzen 7. Oh, okay. Here. Look, I have a Ryzen 7 with 5500M GPU, okay? So, this laptop... wait, this is a live stream? Yeah, this is a live stream. Hello, how are you doing? Who are you? Seven the Gaming Kitty. Fire name. I do everything with keyboard. There's a browser extension called VimJump that allows you to navigate through the websites with your keyboard only. I mean, good for you. Like, I mean that in the nicest way, not in a mean way. Good for you, because keyboard is very efficient. You know, if you can stick to that, then you're gonna be very efficient. And if you're willing to learn it, all the key bindings, that's brilliant. But for the life of me, I cannot. I just can't. Decent specs. The thing is, when I first got this laptop 4 years ago, I got this laptop around 2019, kind of thing. The seller told me like, hey, like this laptop is really good. It can last for you for a while. Even though it was full AMD, which caused issues when I was doing any kind of renders and animation software, it was still good. Like overall, I'm happy with my laptop for that long run. But the seller looked at me and said, you know, it's loud. And I was like, how loud is it? And then he told me it's loud. And the first time I ran like a really high-end game, I've never heard such a loud fan, okay? Right now I have suppression enabled on my microphone, and also I'm not on Windows. Being Windows alone makes my laptop kind of go loud. But if I were to open like a high-end game, it's going to be super loud. It gets really loud. Like I cannot take this to campus. People look at me. Like I took this to campus one time, and my teacher started making like pilot jokes to my computer. It was horrible. Good luck. Is that Arch Linux or distro? Oh, I can tell you. Yes, here it says it here. You can see it on my. Download the version of episodes from 2020 and 2020 just to compare them. Are they the same? Actually, I don't know. Actually, I'm using Linux Mint. This is. I mean, it says most of my stuff here, but as you can see, I'm using XFC desktop environment with Linux Mint. With Half-Life 2 wipes. What the hell is this? I love Half-Life 2. I love Source games. Period. If you ask me, what's a logo for you that can define video games for you, I will always say the Lambda logo. Kind of a hot take because Half-Life is very young compared to most games. You know, compared to like Wolfenstein, compared to Zorg, kind of, you know, it's certainly not one of the earlier games, but I feel like it defined a lot of things, you know, like Quake built the foundation for 3D video games, in my opinion, like in terms of the engine, and Half-Life expanded on it, added the spice, you know. How do I explain it? Quake is ancient Greece, Half-Life is Rome, you know. Somebody quote that. That's brilliant. Somebody quote that. That's brilliant. But it's brilliant. Oh my goodness. We got 11 viewers. Okay. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Okay. Let me see. The 2012 version has low resolution and looks old, and 2020 version looks modern. I don't know much about the features though. Probably some features are different. I mean, it's 8 years. There's gotta be some things missing, right? Obviously. My philosophy with these types of things is that my time will be more valuable later in life. So taking time to learn and customize my environment will help me in the future. Exactly. I completely agree with this. And honestly, kind of a hot take that I don't want to get too deep into, right? Because I had a big conversation about this with some friends. I think maybe before I get into it, I should get some water. Just give me like 1 second, people. Let me get some water, because otherwise I will dry out. So hold on a minute. 1 second. Just wait for a sec. Holy crap. All right, so I got my water. Perfect, brilliant, awesome, pizzazz, fire. Immediately, okay. So, what was I gonna talk about? So, the problem that about the philosophy thing that you were talking about. The one thing that I noticed with learning in general, the learning philosophy, right, is that learning is kind of seen as this very difficult thing now, especially because I have to say it, right? I think a lot of people these days need a bit too much of guidance. I think we're seeking too much guidance, too much confirmation, and too much security to do a lot of things, right? And it's normal because we are tired of trying to do things the wrong way. We want to do it the right way. But I think a lot of people right now think very black and white. It's in a lot of cases, in a lot of places, in politics, in learning, in it's just opinions in general. I think we're very black and white, and that really reflects that on learning. You know, they see learning as useful, not useful. You know, worthwhile, not worthwhile. But there are gray areas to these things, especially to learning, because it's a gradual process. There's a gradient, there's a color ramp there, right? Like there's different tones of grays. Between 1 and 0, there's so many numbers, right? And I think a lot of us kind of don't look into that properly. And in my opinion, we are wasting our potential, and we're not learning a lot of things because it's like, oh, it's not worth it. Oh, it's not worth it. No, anything you learn is going to help you, because if you have even a slight bit of interest, then go pursue that. You know, learning isn't hard. It just takes dedication. It does. No, it does, exactly. And people are, I'm gonna say, people are afraid of dedication. People are afraid of, quote unquote, wasting their time. But here's the thing. Ironically, they say that, and then they spend half their day just doom scrolling on Instagram, just looking at Google, YouTube Shorts. They waste their time on just repeating things. It was always this way. I mean, that's debatable, but fair enough. But I'm kind of focusing on now, you know, so it's kind of like motivating some people, right? I, for example, got my, let's say, enlightenment to learn things 2 years ago. And since then, I started learning different programs. I started learning Obsidian. And in many cases, I've been told, you know, why would you learn Linux? You're not a developer. You don't need Linux, right? But guess what? I learned Linux. I learned the things that I need from it. And now I'm utilizing it. I'm here with you guys on the stream, for example. You know, and I think if you have, all I'm going to say is, if you have even a slight bit of interest to learn something, right? Just sit down and start writing, start, you know, analyzing, start researching, you know, pursue, okay? Like, satisfy your curiosity through research and through, through development. And you will see over time that that was more valuable than watching a 30-minute iceberg video about the dangerous signs on the wild, or like 10 different random bacteria that could kill you in 10 minutes or whatever. I took time to learn a little quantum computing. Okay. And to be honest, it isn't that hard. Quantum computing. It's like if graphic programming and statistics had a baby. I mean, I was talking about more general stuff, but that I'll go with that, or I'll go with that example. Sure. I mean, okay. I'll trust your word on it, even though it's quantum computing. But anyway, let's kind of go back. And oh my god, we got 12 people. What? I'm surprised, guys. You don't understand. This is probably one of my more successful streams right now. What is going on? Where are you guys coming from? This is crazy. Let's see here. So we got the quest board sparks. Okay, that's what we were talking about. And I'm capable of a lot more than I sometimes think. That is always true. That's going to be always true. You're going to always think, like, you're going to always undermine yourself even a little bit. Like, even if it's tiny bit, you're going to always undermine yourself. But that's okay. Don't think about... It's better to not dwell on the fact that you're undermining yourself and your abilities. Because if you start thinking that, you're going to start believing it. You know? I like to think that the brains... I like to think that your worst enemy is yourself. Is your own thoughts. So you kind of have to learn I think the best advice I can give is God bless his soul. My one of my great mentors has told me once, everything you say, everything you hear, even everything that you say to yourself, is a sheer opinion, and it is up to you to digest whatever you want. You know, everything that is given to you is like a buffet, and if you try to eat everything at once, then you will be overwhelmed. You have to choose what things to eat, what things to be entree, what things to be a dessert. That's up to you, and you need to decide that. Well, the reason I say that is because anything to do with quantum sounds extremely hard. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, actually, to be fair, that's my reaction, you know? But it's the fear of the topic that makes it hard, not the actual topic itself. Fair enough. No, that's perfectly fine, actually. I learned to set really low goals, yeah. Take little by little, guys. Take little bites, you know? You cannot just eat a whole chicken. You know, like if you did that, nobody's gonna invite you to Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, if you eat a whole chicken, okay, well, sorry, turkey. Hot take, I think turkey is just dry chicken. Chicken's just way better. Anyway, you're getting shocked that people are watching. My man, you made a stream, people are gonna watch. No, okay, it's very common for people to just open a stream and there's just there's just one person, and it's just yourself watching yourself, just. Okay, that has happened to me so many times. Okay, like, don't judge me. Anyway, back to this. I've written only this in 20 minutes. I mean, streaming is half of the thing, so it's all right. I'm very glad you guys are here. I really appreciate it. I wanted to set up base turkey take. No, okay, hold up. Okay, turkey is just dry. Okay, the thing is, you need to know how to make a really good turkey. A really good turkey does melt in your mouth. I'm not gonna deny that, okay? I mean, if you know how to cook anything, I feel like you can cook it really well and it will taste good. But turkey is just, most of the time when you eat a turkey, you get it from like Costco, you get it from like your supermarket, you know, you get it from Mercadona, you know, you get like a piece of turkey that is like drier than the Sahara Desert, okay? And it tastes crap, okay? Chicken, it's really hard to screw up a chicken. Linux mentioned, viewers go brr. That is facts, actually. That is facts. Oh my god, I need water. God, I feel like I ate a turkey. Okay, so, actually, with this setup, I just got reminded of something. I think I'm gonna completely destroy this library section. Usually what happens when you mention C in your title. Next time. Chicken jockey. Don't chicken jockey my chat, okay? We're barely over it. Turkey's talking about turkey. Lamau. Look, chicken jockey, okay? We already had a lot of, you know, incidents in the cinemas, okay? We cannot talk about chicken jockey. You broke me, Paul. You broke me. Paul, the man, the myth, the legend, talking about chicken jockey. My goodness. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna get rid of this library section because, in my opinion, most of these things I wrote here, it's designed in a way where I will rewrite all the notes I find. For example, here, I got some notes that I've written down, but it's like not that useful. Like, I find myself really slacking off with this. So I'm kind of like right now thinking about the things that I'm slacking off in, right? The man who plays mind games on stream. So I'm thinking about, like, now that I think about it, now that I'm looking at this more and more, I'm slowly starting to remember what things I'm using the most and the least, okay? So I am using transitory notes, but usually as tasks, you know, I usually use it as just tasks, right? Sparks are like, I don't use it as much in the sense that I don't open it all the time, but I always write stuff there. I always have stuff written there, and I always look there for ideas. So Sparks will stay. I'm kind of confused about permanence and projects, because theoretically these are the same thing. Like, these are the same thing, theoretically speaking, right? Like, in a programmer point of view, it's the same. these are both notes that stay. The only difference is these are organized based on specific projects, and permanents are organized based on topics. But I can already organize things into topics through tags. So you see the problem here. Like, as I'm explaining you guys this, not only I'm realizing my problems, but also explaining to you, some of the organization techniques I've done here are kind of the same things that already exist. So I think we're gonna tone this down, right? So I think either I'm going to, okay, let me think here. So I think either I'm going to combine permanence with the library and make it something useful. Or I'm going to combine the permanence with the projects and make my make the things that I do kind of like that. So, let me think. So this whole folder organization thing is fine in terms of like just me accessing them, but I need to use the tags. Like, I have to use game design tag and all that stuff. So we're gonna be with this workstation setup, right? We're gonna be using mostly tags. So that's gonna be the. Tags are superior to categories. Complexity is better than inheritance, etc. Yeah, exactly. The problem with that, right? We cannot really use tags on the left side here. Monday, if a crazy enough man creates a extension, a plugin to Obsidian, where we can have folders generated based on tags, we're gonna be living a good day. We're gonna be living a beautiful day. But until then, we're stuck to this. So we can use tags in general, and the tags are going to be visible in our node cloud here in the graph view. Like, these green things are tags, for example. An example that I saw online is some people are creating tags, but like not through tags. They're creating notes. They're creating just like empty notes so that they have titles that are connected. But that's just the same as tags. So I didn't understand the purpose of using just an empty note with the name Unreal Engine, for example, connected to every note that is an Unreal Engine. That doesn't make much sense to me, basically. For example, here, I have a lot of stuff here connected. And also, the other reason why I don't like this resource navigator is it looks at empty notes here in the database here. These are all empty notes that are just files with like these datas, basically. And it's calling all of these into a single like database here. And I don't like that. I don't like that because in the cloud, they all look like empty notes and it just clutters this place and makes it look more complicated than it really is. No, okay, these are just DLL files that are just empty. That's fair. That's fair. That's what I used before I found out tags existed. Yeah, no, exactly. So I think I'm gonna just use tags, period. But I'm trying to figure out how I take my notes. I have my physical notebook somewhere around here, but the way I write there is just super linear, so I cannot really reference that either. The reason I'm spending a lot of time on this, if you have watched my talk on node-based note-taking, my talk that I did about using Obsidian to take notes and be efficient with it, I explained there as well that the organization of it should be minimal and you should spend less time organizing your workspace, and actually you should focus on your work and then adapt it based on your work. But that's what I'm already doing right now. So if you think like, why you overthinking your working setup here, even though in that talk you kind of made like a counterpoint, I already know my working style and I've already taken a lot of notes. So I'm trying to figure out how I can make a system that fits to my needs like that. So I already know my needs, I already know how I take my notes, and I already know these things. So I'm trying to just make that fit. And once we figure this out, smooth sailing. We're gonna open a new vault, we're gonna start doing everything, and it's gonna be really easy. So I'm trying to just figure this out real quick. And also, I put like a folder here, by the way, with all my tags. I mean, this should be here apparently. Like the tag folder automatically is created for some reason. Okay, so I like the organization here because I like these things here, but I deal with problems as they come up, so I agree with that. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be anyway. But right now, I have like this whole thing for me is right now a problem because it doesn't cover my needs currently. So, I'm trying to figure out how I should organize certain things. And also, if you notice, most of my notes for stuff like writing are way less than development stuff. And that's because, again, in university I was doing more development, so I always have more notes here. So it's just how it is. Also, by the way, if you guys have seen any of my streams, most of you are new here, but if you have seen my past streams, I normally have a webcam. But the one issue right now I have with Linux is my webcam is super laggy. I tried to tone down the resolution, I tried to go with some settings, and I couldn't figure it out quickly enough. So maybe one day I'll fix it. Oh, I needed water. Oh my goodness. Alright. So, let's see what we can do. I'm going to be doing... I really do like the permanent setup that I have here. Like, I do like this. Like, I think this is minimal enough to a point where it works, right? So, I think we're gonna have those permanents, right? So, I'm gonna... But I don't like the name permanents. I kind of don't like those, but I don't know what else to call it. So I'm going to, for now, just call it permanents. And these are going to be my static... No, it's there. These are going to be my projects and saved notes. There we go. So quick notes and ideas. So I'm going to change this to... Yeah, so... quick notes and ideas, and these are saved notes. So I'm gonna combine projects with here. So we're gonna have like active projects up here. I think that's how we should do it, personally. And then in the library, I don't think we need that library at all. I think I'm gonna just completely get rid of the library. Yeah, that's it, actually. That's pretty much it, actually. Like, maybe I could have some reference points here and there, but otherwise, this is perfectly fine. So, I'm thinking about what else I could need. I will create more folders inside these ones anyway, of like things and whatever, and set up certain things. I may copy this, by the way, because this also is JavaScript. I hate JavaScript. I hate JavaScript. Okay, hear my words. I hate JavaScript. Okay. I know that I've said that every tool has its place, but I hate the place that JavaScript is in right now, okay? Alright? You can call me blasphemy, you can, you know, execute me in public, but I will go down with screaming my lungs out. I hate JavaScript. God, I hate this language. Like, what am I looking at? Whatever, it's fine. Maybe I'll do something like this, because as much as I hate the language, what I've done here is pretty straightforward, and I really like it. I really like it. So we'll probably do something like this. Actually, this is gonna sound really dumb, and it's gonna sound really weird now. It's gonna be super random here. But I want like a... I want like a section here for learning a language. Can't wait for Waddling to actually be developed. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here's the thing. So I'm thinking about my needs, right? So all of the projects and stuff are here. My quick quests are here, so I'll be able to see all the things that I have to do. So my weekly tasks, I'm gonna see those. My permanents are going to be here. So I'm going to do this here, actually. So I'm going to do a homepage that has quick access to all categories. So I want my workspace to kind of work not exactly like this, but like I really like this section here on the bottom where I can just navigate it like a website. I really like that. So has been tracking issue wasn't manipulation has been tracking issues for like 5 years. My goodness. My guy went for milk. My guy went for milk. So I want a homepage area where I can access certain things, and then from these areas I can have like a backspace where I can go to places, right? So like from this you can already tell I'm a mouse user, right? I like using my mouse on things, okay? Like I am all up for keyboard efficiency. I use shortcuts, I use quick launch things, you know, I do those things, but I'm just too comfortable with a mouse personally, and that's personal taste. So if you're not like this, then you don't have to do a home page. You can just do, like, you can just enable org mode on Obsidian. So if you're kind of like a developer person watching the stream, which I assume you guys are, I believe there is org mode in Obsidian, I believe. Let me see here. Win key binding chances. Shut the heck up, okay? Shut the hell up, okay? Shut up. Here's the thing though. I could be wrong, but I remember there being org mode here. But in order to enable it, like in order to be able to enable it, right? You actually cannot enable it right out of the box. When you enable it, it actually asks you to write the command to exit Vim. If you cannot type the command to exit Vim, then you cannot use org mode. Like, I do remember that for a fact. Like, that has happened. But I'm trying to find out where it is. Oh, I can save and load workspace layouts. That's cool. Well, I don't need workspace layouts, so it's fine. But yeah. I find it really funny, though, the whole exit Vim thing. I think org mode exists, and I know Obsidian Vim key bindings exist, but they're actually ass. I mean, that's fair. I mean, the thing is, if you are already using Vim, like, do you really have to use Obsidian if you already use something like Vim? Because it already covers some of the things, right? I mean, okay, don't kill me for this, okay? Don't kill me for this, and I am not afraid to admit this anymore. I'm not afraid to admit this, okay? After I used a bit of Obsidian, I tried to learn... Okay. I tried to learn GNU Emacs. Okay, I tried to learn Emacs. My friend has warned me. He said, like, listen, look, I don't want to sound like a programmer or anything, but like, don't learn this. He was like, do not learn Emacs, okay? There's Telecasting, which is basically all the good features of Obsidian on NeoVim. Okay, that's actually, I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look at that in a second. But Emacs, okay? I tried it. I don't know why. I just wanted to test it. I followed my curiosity to try to learn Emacs, okay? 3 days later, I think it's one of the few things that I genuinely felt like I wasted my time. I'm sorry, but Emacs is just not for me. Emacs is not for me. Emacs is fine, I prefer Vim. Honestly, I thought about learning Emacs because I'm just like I don't want to learn so many key bindings. Like, my head would actually hurt if I learned that many key bindings. I already had a hard time learning some programs because of that. But like, now I know some of the industry standard keybinds, so it's fine. But Emacs, I tried. I almost had the Emacs pinky finger thingy. It sucked. I didn't enjoy myself using Emacs. Like, I couldn't even get to a place where I was like, satisfied and said this not for me. No. I was just actively frustrated every time I tried to use Emacs, okay? It's fine. Emacs is powerful. It's there. It's out there. People use it. But I just have a skill issue. So, what I have used, however, was... I have used Micro. Micro is pretty good. I really like Micro, people. I really like Micro. Micro is really similar to it's really similar to what Linux comes with, which is Nano. It's very similar to Nano, right? Emacs is one with the huge amount of keybinds. It is actually lighter in the learning curve because of command structure. Okay, that's interesting because a lot of videos always said, like, if you don't want to learn keybinds, learn Emacs. Which seemed weird because Emacs has a bunch of modes which are enabled with keybinds. But basically, micro is like nano, okay, and nano is like here, you know. What I don't like about nano is like out of the box, it's kind of weird where you have to press control. What is it again? Control K to cut. Where's my control X? You know. Okay, control X is to exit. Like what? Like this is weird. Okay, like one of the main turnoffs for me for nano was the keybinds. You could change them. I mean, yes, you could change them. But if you're going to change every single keybind, then like at that point, I'm like, okay, you know. But otherwise, nano is pretty straightforward, pretty easy editor, right? Micro is very similar to nano, like I said, but micro out of the box comes with pretty good key bindings. Like really good key bindings. Like it's pretty standard key bindings. It's pretty lightweight. It's again on the terminal. And I really like it. I really think if you have never tried micro and you use nano, I actually recommend micro. Test it out a little bit. It's pretty good. I pretty enjoyed it. Like I don't use it currently, but I used it for a while and I had a really good time with it. Vim has a very stable command structure where every command is structured as count action motion. I like that too. You know, like that consistency I really like about Vim. And again, Vim is not bad, you know. I would probably download something like either lazy Vim to not customize things or just bite down and just use NeoVim. But yeah, micro is pretty good. Check out micro, people. But anyway, so I think, chat, I think we're good with this. The only thing that I was gonna say that I want to add is actually a section here. So if you guys don't know, I know a bit of Spanish, but right now, currently, I'm away from a Spanish-speaking country. So I unfortunately don't have that comfort of practicing Spanish wherever I go anymore. And I want to continue practicing Spanish. And I like the language. I really love it. And I will be definitely back to Spain soon at some point in my life. But until then, I don't want to forget the language. I want to continue it. So with my workstation, I want to add a section where I can just practice Spanish. 100%. I want that to be... Like, I want that to be there. I'll probably either get some teacher or something to help me out, or worst case, like end of the world, I'll just use the AI to teach me a language, which I've seen some cool stuff happen. It could work. I wouldn't rely on it. I would still double check, quadruple check online, but it could make some things easier for me. But yeah, so I want a Spanish section to study. So basically, I'm gonna do a quick little thing. I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna go with list of use cases, right? So it's going to be for technical art logs, game development logs, theoretical research. I'm gonna be doing some world building because I play Dungeons and Dragons. I've done some worlds before. I would like to write those down here. So a lot of world building. The thing is, oddly enough, actually, instead of game development logs, I'm gonna go development because in general, you know, I like to do that. So there's LazyVim, which is a package manager for NeoVim. Exactly, that's what I was talking about. There's LazyVim, which is a configuration for NeoVim using the lazy. Oh my god, I'm and NeoVim is the scaffold for plugin to be built. Yes, it is. I had a stroke reading that. I don't know why. So basically, we want technical art logs, we want development logs, we want theoretical research stuff, like game design fundamentals and art theory, etc. World building, and I'm gonna go linguistics in general. So maybe we can have a linguistics section here. So language learning and creation. This is all. This is like half autism, but it's all right. So linguistic studies, and that's it. I think that's all I will probably have here. I mean, of course, I can do project Bibles. I think that's going to be there. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to be my main use here. Would you ever consider doing game dev streams? I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Currently, I'm going to start looking for jobs, and during that process, I want to develop some stuff. So maybe while I'm developing those stuffs, I will be streaming some stuff. So why not, actually? Like, right now, if you look at my channel, you're going to see a lot of consistency, and that's because, well, like I said 3 billion times, I have been studying, and I want to slowly make a bit more content. I want to be a bit more active online. So I'm making a comeback. I'm making a social comeback, essentially. So I want to basically do that. And yeah, so I should make actually, now that you mention it, how often do you stream? No. What do you study? So the thing is, I usually stream in beautiful golden quotations whenever I want to. But honestly, I've been thinking about maybe making some content in the future, definitely. Like, I've been thinking about that for a while, because I know for a fact that I'm going to be probably looking for jobs for a while. I need to develop my portfolio and all that stuff, and I need to get some work done. So while I'm doing that, I would love to just stream, and not just as a content creator, but as to just have fun. I like interacting with people around the world. I like doing this kind of stuff, so hence my love for linguistics as well. And yeah, I'm definitely thinking about doing content in the future. So when the time comes, I'll make a update video with my final decision on what I should do. And in terms of what I study, I've studied animation and VFX. I have finished my degree. I have submitted my thesis. I just had to defend it. That's why I don't want to show some things that I've done for the thesis here. Not yet. I mean, if I show it, it's fine, but I don't want to, go too in depth with it. And yeah, so I studied animation and VFX. For 2 years, I learned the fundamentals of everything regarding 3D, 2D animation in general, including the history and the technicalities and the technologies. And then in the last 2 years, I specialized in technical art and also game development. So I specialize in the game industry as opposed to just the animation industry, because that's just what I feel more comfortable with. So yeah. So vamos. Okay. So with all that being said, with a new slate, right? With a new system, I need a new workstation, which is why I'm doing this stream. That's why I'm doing all this stuff. So I can say that this investigation section is done. So so far I haven't had any of these problems. Well, these problems. I've been chatting with you guys a lot. So let's create a new vault. I'll start building my workspace with all this stuff. So yeah. And then after I build it, I'm gonna probably head out. I mean, we still have a long way to go, but after that I have to head out because I have to do some house cleaning and stuff. So okay, let's see. I'm trying out different versions of Notepad++ right now. Are you planning to get a PC as a workstation in the future? Yes, I am planning to get a computer. Currently not sure exactly about the specs, but all I know is that it's going to 100% have a NVIDIA graphics card, because unfortunately I have to go NVIDIA graphics card for my work. Most of the programs I use have good compatibility with it, so it's mostly compatibility reasons. Like, I want minimal compatibility issues, so I'm gonna go probably NVIDIA. That creates some problems with Linux. One of the reasons my Linux works really well is because my laptop is full 100% full blood AMD. But getting something that is NVIDIA and probably AMD CPU, but I'm not sure exactly, but probably AMD CPU. But yeah, but not exactly sure about the specs just yet. So, with that out of the way, let's create a new vault. So here's what we do, chat. We have our setup here. This is our old setup, and we're gonna say goodbye to it. Also, thank you for, by the way, thank you everybody, not only for watching the stream, but also not complaining about my circular mouse. Probably you noticed it just now and you're gonna hate me for it, but thank you for not complaining about my circle mouse. I love my circle mouse. It's great. I'm pretty happy with it. If you thought that was like a part of the stream, or you thought that was some sort of like overlay, no, that is my mouse. That is low-key my mouse. So thank you for not complaining about my mouse. So let's create a new vault. Let's go to Thunar. Okay. Okay. You see, I used to use a different operating system, and there I just do Thun, and that just opens Thunar. So I'm gonna go Thunar here. God. Oh, that's the. Oh, okay. There you go. So I think I'm gonna create it in the home directory here. Why circle mouse? I just like it. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? I was trying to decide on a mouse, right? I was trying to decide on a mouse. Okay, that's my mouse. Okay, mouse leak. Oh no, my mouse has been leaked. No. Yeah, 603. I love batteries. So I was trying to decide on a mouse, right? And I downloaded a custom mouse, okay? It's not here, but I deleted it. But I had like a custom mouse, okay? And officially it looks like this. Normally out of the box, this is the mouse, right? The Vibata Modern Classic, right? Or sometimes this, depending on your gender. But then, while I was trying to decide on a mouse, I accidentally clicked on this. And I was like, oh god, what is this? And then I was like, hold up. I started like moving it around. I tried the black one. I didn't like the black one at all. I went back to this. And then I was like, I'm gonna use this. Which I am as surprised as you are that I like a circular mouse. I do not know why, in the name of hell, I would prefer a circular mouse. But if you look at the mouse, look at it when I switch it. It's directly on top of where it should be, right? Like where the button is. And I love it. It feels precise. It feels good. And the fact that it's circle, this is actually kind of fire. No, this is actually kind of fire. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes I have trouble finding where this mouse is. But the fact that it's kind of different and also like in a circular thing, it just like massages my brain wrinkles in the right way. You know, I like it. I like it. So I decided to keep it. So, okay. So here, I love how modern this system looks, man. Like XFC genuinely does look kind of retro at times. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new vault folder here. So I don't know if I should call it. I'm gonna call it vaults here. I'm gonna have my vaults in here. So if I have multiple vaults, I can save it. Look, I'm using my keyboard. I'm using my keyboard, Phantomical. Using my keyboard. So I'm gonna go here. How do I create a new folder with the keyboard here? No, that's Control N is for this thing. Okay. Actually, how do I create a new folder? Is there a key binding for creating a new folder? If you say Alt F4, I'm banning you. Okay. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go with workstation. I think. I don't know if I should call it workspace, because workspace is like in the industry used for a different use case, so it feels kind of wrong to call it that. So maybe should I call it again the Mind Repository? I like that it's called that, you know? I thought of maybe calling it also Mind Palace. But it's kind of generic and it's kind of like, ooh, Sherlock Holmes, you know? So I don't know what to call it. I could write down some of my names here. I mean, some of the names I could think of, right? I love Markdown, by the way, guys. I love Markdown so much. Mind Palace is mid. I agree. I do agree. But it is kind of just that. It is just that. I don't like workspace because then it sounds like something else, you know? Walter White. No. No, we're not calling Walter White. No. Oh my god, that is amazing. No, I hate that. I hate it and I love it at the same time. God, I usually like naming my things kind of like pretty or nice, but that's just... I am the one who researches. Walter Wright. That broke me. That broke me. Okay, so I had to decide between these names. So Mind Palace, okay, mid. We're not picking that one. Workspace I kind of actually don't like, even though it's there. Walter Bass. Walter, Jesse, Jesse. Meth yapmalıyız, Jesse. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Okay, so we have Mind Palace, we have the workspace. No, we're not doing that. Jesse, we need to get these notes, Jesse. Why with the Breaking Bad? Why does everything on the internet have to go to Breaking Bad? Is there like a... I hate this. I can't believe I'm looking this up. Like, can you imagine if I have this? Just Walter Wright, I am the one who notes. And then just this in the middle. It's just this in the middle. It's so bad. It loaded so long. It took so long to load as well. Oh my god. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Chad, what do I do? This is why you should never ask Chad anything. This is why you should never ask Chad anything. Walter Wright. It will always be stuck in my head. Walter Wright. I vote for Walter Wright. Oh my god, it's gonna be actually called Walter Wright. It's gonna be actually called Walter Wright. Oh my god. Chad. Why is it that every time I... Walter Blanco. I like that it's right, okay? Like, I just, like, if it was anything but right, I would be like, this is bad, you know? Like, this is just a meme, okay? But Walter Wright actually goes so hard. Walter Ryder. The writer. Execute Order 66. I'm too afraid. I know what I have to do. But I don't... But I fear I don't have the strength to do it. Why am I quoting the sequels? Why am I quoting the stupid sequels? What a horrible series. Oh my god. Guys, look. Either I name this thing genuinely something that I do, or it's gonna be called Walter Wright, okay? Like, I'm still like... The thing is, my angel side is like, this is the most stupid idea that you ever come up with, period. Period. And then my demon side is like, I am the one who writes. I am the note taker, you know? I am the one who knows, you know? Like, oh my god. Look, we will put Walter Wright in the home section, okay, of my notes, okay? But I kind of want to call this something else, right? Like, I mean, Mind Palace sucks though. Like, Mind Palace does suck. I have to agree with that. Workspace is like bad. Like, workspace is bad. I'm not sure what to call this really. I don't know why this is like, this is something with me, guys. I'm very indecisive in a lot of things, you know? I really should not. Oh my god, okay. We're not scrolling now. Oh my god. This is why I don't like ASCII. People always post like the most foul things on ASCII art, okay? Oh my goodness. My god, my bad, people. My bad. Oh my god. Don't get me banned. Please don't get me banned. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's fine. We're good. Fine. It's fine. It is what it is. So thank goodness. I know, like, I know the internet. I know that half of ASCII art is just straight up naked people or just windmills, okay? It's either the German windmills, sorry, the Austrian windmills, or just naked things, okay? It's always that. Like, half the ASCII art I've seen recently, it's just that, okay? So I was already very scared of clicking here and looking at this, okay? I'm gonna copy this though. I'm gonna close it, okay. Thank goodness. Say my name. Your rice and that's so bad. Okay, so never looking at any ASCII art on stream. Noted. Honestly, I should do the habit of opening websites on my other monitor just in case. Like, I should really get into that habit. But like, you know, you cannot tell sometimes what you're gonna get, so it is what it is. I almost It's so good. Failed to rename Mind Palace. Hold on. Let me do this. Say my name. Right? And then we delete it. And perfect. I am Austrian. Oh no! I'm cooked. It wasn't pointed towards you, obviously. I hope you did not take any offense. This is brilliant. I don't know why, but I'm having so much fun with this. I'm actually I didn't expect this error message to pop up. Okay, I thought it was gonna be like failed to rename. It's just too long, but no, it actually shows me. It actually shows me this. This is brilliant. Like, I love this already. I forgot you could do that. Oh my goodness, brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna have to save this here though, because I really do want to use this. It's so good in a dark display. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, bro. Walter Wright? Okay, I am the one who writes. Walter Wright. This is brilliant. Chat, this is brilliant. Oh, crap. Chat, this is brilliant. This is probably the greatest thing you guys have come up with, in general. I love ASCII art. Of course. Okay, I'm gonna call this my... Like, my workspace sounds bad, okay? It just sounds bleh, you know? But Walter Wright is just meme, which, you know, it's my workplace, you know? I wouldn't want to call it that memey. I don't want to call it that memey, you know? What can I call it, really? Linux Mint? This is like my workspace to write notes, right? So it's going to be like my, like it's kind of like here, look, personal thought and research drive. So this is the thing. So mind drive. No, that doesn't. Mind drive sounds like some sort of like Ryan Gosling meme that I'm trying to do or something, like mind drive. I drive, and then just like Kevin Sky starts playing or something. I don't know. I don't think this does work, chat. I don't think this does work, chat. We could try doing. Okay. Let me just think straight out the box. Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind, right? Name it the one who. Okay. Bro, my keyboard is not working. That's brilliant. Verb noun is a pretty good pattern. I mean, I guess. But what else could I even call this, you know? I mean, it is my vault, so it could be my, you know, personal vault, literally. I'm not sure. Hold on one sec, guys. I think I hear something. Sorry, Chad. I thought someone was calling out my name or something in the street. I thought like my neighbors or something. Okay, we should name something before like we all get bored, right? I think I'm gonna call it the mind place. Just saw the time on your PC, and damn, time zones are wild. It's 8 a.m. Yeah, no, it's only afternoon. It's just early afternoon. Kyber Drive. I'm sure this dude is. I'm sure this dude is. What? What does that mean? What do you mean? What made you think I'm ginger? Okay. Where does the name Kyber Drive even come from? Like, does it come from like Kyber crystals? Wait, what's the? Gingers are smart. I don't know, because 90% gingers do coding stuff. I don't know about that. I really am not qualified to really say anything about that. Little bro is not beating the ginger allegations. I'm not ginger. Like, guys, like, why would I even lie about that? Like, guys, I swear, man, I'm not ginger, bro. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, you got me, man. You got me. I am ginger. Yes. No, I'm not ginger, guys. Like, oh my goodness. What is the name of the location where Death Star plans were stored? The structure engineering node of the Scarif Vault's data tree. Data tree. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Data tree is kind of a bad name, people. Man, got to go. Good luck with Linux. You on Reddit too. I'm not Ginger, but you have a good one, okay? Have a good one. Have a good one. Silicon Brain, maybe. I kind of don't like Kyber Drive because I'm a fan of Star Wars. I am, matter of fact, a fan of. I would like to call it Kyber. I can call it Kyber Drive. Why not? I don't know why, but I really like that name. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. So we're gonna create a new vault. We're gonna go to our home. Here we're gonna go to Vaults, Kyber Drive. Select it, and we're gonna call it the Kyber Drive. What's the distro? I am currently using. Actually, you'll be surprised if you haven't seen it before. I'm using Linux Mint. Walter right dead in the water. Just like in. Okay, no, I'm not giving you this one. I'm using Linux Mint. This is just customized. Yesterday I spent all day setting up all the applications and the things that I need for my computer. So currently we're on XFCE, heavily modified. So that's why it looks pretty modern. But yeah, this is Linux Mint. This is indeed Linux Mint. I should make a post on like Unix Prawn, you know, like Unix Corn, the subreddit where they post about like their desktop setups. I actually posted about my old setup there. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the most okay choice, you know, but it's super cool. Looks so cool though. Yeah, no, I mean, Linux Mint just works out the box. I like it. So, but yeah, I customized it to my needs. I couldn't tell if it was XFCE. It is XFCE. Yes, it is XFCE. I mean, look, I have. If I put my mouth, look, it's mousepad. I completely forget about Walter Wright. This shows on the desktop environment. This is the beauty of Linux. Now I gotta go. Oh man, well, goes black out. You have a good one. Appreciate it. You have a good day, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, no, it's not everything. Yeah, this is, you could download any, theoretically you could download like no desktop environment to Linux Mint if you wanted to, but I don't think anybody would do that. Okay, let's create, finally. This is stock, this is how Obsidian looks when you first boot it up. And it's pretty clean. It is really, really clean. So our objective right now is to create a new version of this bad boy, because this is clean but messy. Sorry, clean but bloated. Yeah, clean but bloated, just like Windows. Just like Windows. So we want to now, first I'm gonna delete this welcome message because we don't need it. Actually, I wanna, yes, I'm okay with that. So, I don't know about light mode. I mean, I'm okay with light mode in my whole system, but with I think it doesn't matter. It depends on the theme I install, right? So we can look into that in a minute, but for now I think it's fine. Tried out like 6 different versions of Notepad++ today, lol. Are you still trying versions of Notepad++? Your stream is on the homepage, by the way. What? Why is my stream on the homepage? No wonder I've been having so many viewers out of nowhere. YouTube algorithm just liked my random test stream. By the way, guys, I was theoretically not planning to go live today. I was gonna go tomorrow, but I accidentally went live while I was doing some testing. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should just try to be live. Let's see how it goes, you know? And then now this happens. What the heck, guys? Okay. I love you all. I really appreciate you actually stopping by, especially people who are engaging and like watching the stream. I really, really appreciate it. I also found your stream through the homepage. That's how I found you all. That's crazy. I love that. I love that. I love you all, people. You guys are brilliant. Okay, so the first thing we want to do now, right, is, so I'm gonna get rid of the list of names. Okay, we're in the Kyber Drive now. Kyber Drive. I like that name. I like that name. So we're gonna need to create these areas here. So let's do some setting up though. First of all, we're gonna enable community plugins. We're gonna need that. Go to core plugins. Let's see if I have to enable anything here that I would need. Nope. How did I open the command palette? I think it was Control N. No, Control N is for new notes. What am I doing? Not that. Okay. What was it again to do the? Oh, I completely forgot how to use Obsidian. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh, there you go. I opened this thing. How do I open the command palette? I think it's Control P. Yeah, there it is. So that's what I was looking for. Now we can actually cook. I use Catchy OS, but I used Linux Mint Cinnamon before that. I mean, I used to use Manjaro. Before that, I tried to use Ubuntu a little bit. Ubuntu was just like the stock choice to test out, but my favorite ones currently are Endeavor OS is pretty good because it's like Manjaro, but like actually secure. I think Mint is just really good out of the box. I feel really comfortable with it, and the fact that the fact that I can already stream with my Linux is crazy. You know, like you would think that would cause a lot of issues. So okay, we're gonna have to create some new folders, right? So I want to create a new folder. Hold on, let me do this. Okay, so we want to do that. Okay. Okay, here. We're gonna have Walter White on the screen. Okay. We're gonna now rename this because I cannot do F2 on this because it's dumb. So I'm gonna go quest board. Then I'm gonna do Sparks. Then I'm gonna do permanence. Okay, what else are we gonna do here? Okay, I'm gonna do the next one, but hold on, let me check my phone because if I had any notification or something, I would be pretty sad. Ubuntu is kind of bloated, to be honest. The snaps and stuff is annoying. Yeah, the snap is the main reason I don't want to touch it as well. And Linux Mint is Ubuntu without all the snap and bloat. That's why I like Linux Mint a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ubuntu is kind of ass. No, I mean, I'm surprised they went that snap route. I'm very surprised with that route, but it is what it is. I'm just glad that like Linux Mint was like, what the hell are you doing? No, we're not doing that. We don't do that here. Like we don't do that here at all, you know? So they went with that. So okay, we have permanent. Okay, so the one thing I don't like about Obsidian here is that they're ordered automatically, these folders, and I had to put numbers in front of them to make them like ordered properly. So for this, I think I'm gonna download an extension instead because I don't want to have numbers in my folders. So, I mean, I could put them anyway. So we'll do that in a minute. But permanent. Okay, hold up. Now I'm getting distracted. Okay, permanent. Okay, so I'm gonna go permanent. Let's check. Spark. Let's check. Quest board. Check. Linguistics. Linguistics, and then this is going to be the home page, right? So it's going to be the home page. So this is how it's going to be, right? I think Ubuntu is also trying to do closed source stuff, and it's with all the Rust replacements. Why do they do that? I don't know why they do that at all. Okay, so that's one, right? And we can rename this to, for example, let's see the order here, right? So the second one is going to be the quest board. So I'm going to put number 2 here. Okay, I can do here actually like this. So I think because this is a note, it's going to be automatically below it. So that sucks. Sparks are going to be number 2. So we can do number 2. I think my music stopped. We're good. Oh, it's it started playing a different one. Okay, there. My bad, chat. Okay. We're gonna go with number 2 there. Oh, wait, did I go Sparks number 2 on accident? It's gonna be 3. Oh my god. When I look at 3 different monitors at the same time, I get confused. Well, not monitors, but 3 different areas. Linguistics is going to be 5, so I'm going to put that there. And then the permanents are going to be 4. So here, boom. So they're now ordered, is it? So we have the access to here. Personally, though, I'm still not sure about this organization here, because as you can see in mine, it's not like that at all. I mean, it's like that here, right? But here, it's different because this is a plugin, and I think we're going to be using this plugin. So now we're going to go to here, go to community plugin, and here's the beauty of Obsidian, right? The plugins are beautiful. You don't want to overdo it still. You really don't want to do. You really don't want to overdo it. So I think I'm gonna first get DataView.js, because this is like this allows me to integrate some data stuff from like JavaScript APIs and whatever. But maybe I'll get it a bit later so I don't clutter it. So for now, I'm gonna get my first one, which is make MD. And it automatically makes my Obsidian look so much better. Ready for this? So we first install it, then Obsidian does not enable a plugin the moment it's installed, which I think it's actually good on paper, but in practice it's a bit annoying sometimes. While the Rust replacements are in closed source, they're MIT licensed, which means it's compatible with closed source. It's always complicated stuff. The fact that they're going that route is still... Yeah, it makes sense they would transition into close. I mean, it makes sense for a corporation, I understand, but then the argument of should Linux be commercialized in such a way comes up, which then all hell breaks loose, you know? Because it's really difficult to monetize something while also just... Like, it's really difficult to monetize something that is also trying to be free. You know, it's kind of difficult. I'm gonna enable this now, and boom. So you already noticed some things different here, and boom, here it is. We have Kyber Drive here. I think Kyber Drive can work like a home. So now look, I can now organize things here. So instead of relying on the stuff here, on this section, I can go up to the navigator and use this. So now we have a beautiful setup here. We could use the Kyber Drive section here as our main thing, as our main navigator, because make.md allows me to write notes, for example, here, and basically that is stored here as a note. So here, look, it's the vault. So this is a note basically for my vault section here. So they're still saved properly here as like a part of the hierarchy. It will create those nodes. So I'm gonna go in light mode. It looks so bad. So we're gonna have this here for now as a placeholder. So I'm gonna delete the note here. So here I can just rename them here, so that's good. So I'm gonna have the quest board on top, I'm gonna have the permanents here, linguistics gonna be here, and tags are here. So I think this is overall a really good organization section here. Another thing I could do is the homepage to access things are here already. But I could have I could write my own stuff here as well, kind of like the way I wrote stuff here. But I kind of want this list thing here, which making a folder for the quest board kind of doesn't make sense, I feel like. So I'm trying to figure out how to do a quest board in the best way possible. So making a other separate section for linguistics doesn't make any sense. So I think I'm gonna go here and say open lingo or something. Like this is gonna be my language learning section, right? So I want this to be called It would suck if Linux becomes corporatized, and it's already kind of happening with the Linux Foundation. There's always forks and FreeBSD. Exactly. So, as long as those forks are alive, which, believe me, considering the love that people have currently, especially for open source stuff, far more than how it used to be, in my opinion. It's like everywhere I see. It's almost a buzzword. It's almost a buzzword, open source. But the fact that people are already in love with that is great. So that already shows that it will, in some way, live on. So that's always good. I'm gonna go with. So I used to have a vault called Spanish Hub. That was for learning Spanish. So I could have that here. By the way, this thing here is actually an item, so I can move it up here as well. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to enable this. Honestly, open source becoming a buzzword for advertising for products might be a good thing. I mean, the thing is, it's very dangerous because a buzzword is used usually in advertisements, and advertisements are usually not real. So there's a high chance that it will be technically still open source, but not really. So it will be like open source with licenses or whatever. You know, I mean, look at JavaScript technically. Like, for example, JavaScript, technically the language itself is like, the copyright is held by, I think, Oracle, stuff like that, and it's just really weird stuff going around there, for example. Ooh, I didn't know you could do stuff like this here. Oh, that's brilliant. So I could do a to-do list. Okay, that's cool. But I can already... Can't I already do that with this? Oh. Oh, I don't, that's a plugin, right. I really need that, actually. This plugin. So it allows me to add checklists the way I want to. Wait. Are we sure? No, I did it wrong. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's not. Okay, thank God. I was like, it's so crucial for me. It's open source, but you can't make derivatives. That's true. I mean, yeah, exactly. So it's very. I'm always, anything getting commercialized for me is always a danger. But the fact that at least people are in love with it already early on before it gets fully commercialized and, like, you know, basically manipulated by companies. The fact that even before that people love it, it's great. So. Kyber, this is so dumb. I hate this so much. So, I don't want this list stuff here. I think I will develop something later for this. So I'm gonna just get rid of that, which is very, very weird. But hold on, can I do a list here? Ooh, I can add. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's really good. Okay, so you can add a list of contents from other areas. So that means if I ever need to create any kind of database of like my notes and like connecting them all into like a single research section, I can always call back to them. Interesting. Okay, so that does help me with a lot of things. So for Sparks, right? I don't think I'm gonna make this a folder. However, I will make it something else. For this, I'm gonna need one plugin. And I think this plugin is really good. Kanban. Okay, I talked about it before. There's also Cardboard as well. But I always use Kanban. But okay, so this is interesting. I think I'm gonna use this one though, because that's what I'm used to, and it's a bit simpler, personally. So we're gonna enable that, and I think I'm gonna enable dark mode, guys. I cannot, my eyes kind of like, you know, Obsidian's light mode is so harsh, it's not even funny. Oh, now that is how it's supposed to be. Especially the Walter Wright really loved that one. Walter Wright really liked that one. Okay, we're back. We're so back. Okay, so now that we have our Kanban board enabled, right? So now we can add our sparks. So we can now add our Kanban board, which I think you add it from here. Yeah, here it is. So here I'm gonna rename this to sparks. There you go. So now we have the things here. So I'm gonna try to add the list here again just to see how it looks on the list. Let me see if I can add it. Embed existing content. Oh, I can add the cover drive here. Oh, that's really cool. So it creates like a table for me. But that's not exactly what I want. There's something called a call out. What's your programming language of choice? C#. I love how I'm now a programmer. Okay, so the thing is I do technical art, so currently I am trying to dabble with HLSL. But for game development stuff, actually, I've used Godot a lot. I've used GDScript. I've tried to learn some C++, failed, but I've used all that knowledge for C#, which was good because my C# was developed basically. I haven't coded it in a while, but I can, if I sit down and look at it, I can remember it. So currently, currently I'm slowly coming back to some work, so I have only dabbled with blueprints in Unreal currently. But when I come back, it's going to be probably with C# and HLSL, I think. So that's my idea. New board. Oh my god. Okay, that's so crazy actually. So I'm learning about like how it works basically right now. I'm just like dilly dabbling. Yeah, it's like the more boring part right now. So I do apologize for being a bit bleh. So now the cool thing is we can actually give icons to these and change these up a little bit. So I'm gonna open my notes right now. I mean, these are open, yeah. So these are done. Most of them, like for the most part, these are done. My sparks need to be up here though. Thank you. So I'm gonna give it the same symbol, I think, because I really like that symbol here. So I think we can add an icon here without any kind of other. I've been learning STL library recently as a game dev. It's what Valve used for some of their games like CS:GO. STL is good. I just use. I'm just right now specializing in general just technical art, right? So as such, I just like basically. It's a bit difficult to explain, like, because HLSL is more of like a shader language as opposed to like a proper what people would think of as a programming language, not necessarily like something that is for full-end development. It's just for manipulating like some pixels and whatnot. But like HDL is really good, and that's why I tried to learn, for example, C++, because like that's one of the more popular choices for creating game engines and etc. But it was just so difficult, man. It's just so the pointers and everything, and like it was very complicated. I mean, it's low-end development. I'm mostly front-end is chill, but back-end kind of hits me a bit. Back-end hits me kind of a little bit. I'm trying to find like that. Maybe called a stack. I'm trying to find that one logo. I think some people download custom things. Yeah, GP programming is fun. I do agree, yes. What do I do here? 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 Don't know. I think I'll look for those later. It's gonna take me a bit to match all of these anyway, so. So let's get these guys here, right? Honestly, creating the stuff here feels a bit... I feel like creating the folders in here instead is gonna be easier. So if I go to the... Wait, why is there another folder in Kyber Drive called Kyber Drive? That is not how I set it up to be. Okay, hang on. Okay, hold up. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm done. Okay, there are some hidden files here, so never forget those. I don't see why people get confused about pointers. They're really easy for me to understand. That doesn't mean bragging or anything. I just don't get the hard part. No, I mean, it's completely understandable for if it's for you easier, you know. I understand that, but for me, just personally, it was most. It's hard to explain, you know. Like if I understood it, then it wouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? But it just didn't stick with me. Should okay, now I think we fixed it. Yeah, there we go, it's fixed. I like for a second it created another folder called Kyber Drive in the Kyber Drive, and I didn't like that. So we have this here. It's good. So I kind of wish I didn't destroy this list that I had here. I kind of wish I didn't do that. So let's see if I can bring that back. I don't know how to bring this back. I have to go soon. It's alright. I'm probably going to be... Now it's going to get a bit boring from here on out. So I'm going to be doing some of the more fun stuff now on purpose. So that... like, after all, like, streaming is the other part of what I wanted to do today. So I'm going to go Sparks. Sparks, Permanence, and Spanish Hub, which is just linguistics. So I can call it like Duolingo or something. So I'm gonna call it Spanish for now. And then this one is up here. So Sparks, Permanence. I can write mine basically list here, and we're mostly there. So I'm gonna make it now look nice with a theme. So let's download like a nice little theme here. Okay, so I used to use, I believe, not minimal. I remember dabbling with minimal, but I remember using Encore. Yeah, Encore. I used to use Encore. So this was a theme that I used for a while. It's modern, it's slick, it's pretty nice. What's your method for learning languages? I haven't found anything that works for me. Here's the thing, I'm very different when it comes to learning languages, because how it is usually, right, in schools and whatever, is that you go there, they teach you some grammatical stuff, maybe a few speaking exercises, and then they give you some homework, right? My method of learning a language in general, I mean, I assume you're asking about spoken languages, I assume. because you're pretty technical. It's pure exposure, but I think that also goes for learning like programming languages too. But for learning normal like speaking languages, it's pure exposure. So when I went to Spain, for example, I really hated desk like works and whatever, you know, like I have to say, okay, let me open this here, right? Like, look at this for a minute, right? Look at this for a minute, okay? This is a classroom from the 1920s. This is exactly the same setup that I had at home, minus the wood. Now the tables are metal, and we have a projector. That's it. Everything else about the whole teaching thing is the same thing. And look at how much the computer has changed since the 30s. Like, not even. Look at how much the computer has changed since the 90s. Look at how far we've come, right? How things have changed. And then look at how teaching has changed, you know? And to me, learning, especially, okay, look, I mean, there's an argument of if it hasn't changed in so long, then it's so good, right? That's an argument, sure. But especially with learning a language, I cannot learn a language like this. I just can't, you know? In a room full of a bunch of people where it's mixed, whether they truly care about the language or not, or the topic in general, or the teacher, whether it truly cares or not. I had a caring teacher when it comes to Spanish, you know, God bless her, thankfully. But the students certainly did not. And the best way to learn a language, in my opinion, I mean, for me, that worked, I don't know if it did work for everybody else, is pure exposure, by going out and speaking to people. I was fortunate enough, thankfully, to be in Spain, where I was actually offered free classes in the first year to learn about Spanish, and I just said, no, I don't want to go. They were surprised. They told me, you know, that you're not going to learn anything. And guess what? My friends may have better knowledge, you know, theoretical knowledge on how the language works, but that means nothing. Like, what are you gonna do knowing a specific grammatical rule in a spoken language if you're not gonna speak it? If you're not gonna speak a language, like if you're not going to force yourself to speak it, go out there, order pizza or something, anything. If you're not going to make that effort to actually express with that language, then what the hell are you doing learning a language? And this is my main complaint about this thing. Half the time you don't speak, you just write, you listen. Okay, that's good, you know, but the thing is, you already are in school during just school hours, you know, it's not you're not always there 24/7. Like, a language is something that people interact with, people use in their daily lives 24/7, you know? For example, the way I learned how to use Linux properly was watching videos and basically exposing myself to that culture, right? Same thing with language. I played Minecraft in Spanish, I learned a lot of words. I went out with friends and I listened to their Spanish conversations. I forced myself to speak to the locals. Exposure is the best teacher when it comes to language. That's what I think personally. There's no secret that I know, and I'm also going to be struggling, definitely. But I think I'm going to like change my video game settings to be in Spanish. I'm going to watch certain things in Spanish. Probably I'm going to watch specifically Spanish stuff to expose myself to that culture, you know. And yeah, so that's going to be my best recommendation. It's exposure. Also, the side note of it's always best if you learn a language that has a cultural background that is kind of in line or in a way interests you, right? Because language is culture, language is the people, it's what the people use, it's what everybody uses. So if you're learning a language, then it makes a lot of sense that you have also certain levels of respect, care, and curiosity for the culture behind it. So it comes from, for example, if you're interested in, for example, I want to learn Dutch, right? Then if I want to learn Dutch, then if I am interested in the people, Dutch people, if I'm interested in their language, or like, for example, if I'm interested in Austrians, for example, right? And if an Austrian, like, then if I go out there, you know, if I ask for like a kartoffel salad or something, you know, I should be interested in their culture, their people, you know, eating. I should love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I should, you know, like, I need to be in there. I need to be willing and curious on that too, and having that really helps. That makes a lot of sense. Let me try the video game setting thing. It helps a lot, especially with sandboxy games where, like, honestly, I have to say, with games with a lot of dialogue, you get a lot of practice with listening, but not necessarily picking up new words. Because when you're listening to someone speak, sometimes you just cut off the words that you don't understand and move on. But if you're playing something like Minecraft, something sandboxy, something more interactive, even more interactive in terms of like the words and whatnot, you start learning a bit better. Because, like, for example, I was playing Minecraft, right? And if somebody in the street told me, hey, can you get this lumber? Or like, hey, can you get this wood log? I would just cut off that wood log section and be like, hey, can you take this? I would just understand that and take it, you know? But I wouldn't be learning the word, but I would still be understanding it. But I need to learn the word. But in Minecraft, for example, when I break a block, then it says like, oh, tronco. It's like log, wood log. Then I immediately associate that with what I'm doing, what I'm picking up. It's more interactive, so you learn that a bit better. Because you're in there and you have it in your hands and you have to interact with it. You have to be actively touching it, so you cannot avoid it. Like, you cannot play Minecraft without wood, you know? So the same concept. So that's my thinking, basically. Alright, so education system rant over. We're gonna be downloading a theme that I think I want to download a theme that fits my system a little bit, because the theme is like something that I want to kind of. This is the Obsidian. We're not talking about Notion. We don't do option. No, we don't do. We got no Notion in this house, bro. No Notion users in this house, please. Oh my God, what is this? For mobile devices too. Okay, this is something that I want to do as well, to do some mobile integration. Lama, what a transition. I would love to use my laptop with my Linux, basically. And I have an idea for that, which I'm going to show in a second. But first, let me get this theme MIT license right. I think this is the one. I think I don't need to say apply. It just applies automatically. Oh, it's like circular. Okay. I mean, it's very subtle, but that's fine. Also, I like that it's a mobile... oh my god, it actually added like this thing here. Okay, that's cool. I like that it has mobile support, because I want to, like I said, I want to use my mobile. And I want to use... I'm going to look at the... This is a sin... It's a bit of a sin to not use the terminal here, but I want to just show it. I don't want to download it just yet. I want to utilize KDE... I want to utilize KDE Connect, and you can download. Even though I thought you could only use this with KDE, but turns out you can just use it in general. So I want to utilize my tablet with KDE Connect, so I can like, because I use my tablet as well for work as well. So I want to like send certain things to my computer from my tablet. And so like access files from it and etc. And this is really powerful. So I definitely want to utilize this in my workflow. So that is my idea basically. And yeah, so we have our system set up. I think, yeah, so I think I'm gonna go here and say create a new vault, done, create a new workspace, done. Let's see, make it look pretty. I mean, we're almost making it look pretty, so I'm gonna delete that. Add initial plugins. I did add most of the plugins that I need. I'm gonna add some more. I'm gonna add better word count. That's very important for me. I think one of the PDF exporters here is actually really, really good. because it lets you export your notes as PDFs, and I really like doing that for my friends sometimes. What do you do as a technical art? Well, you know what? Let me see if I can show you something. Right? Let me see what I can show you. Right? So, as a technical artist, we usually specialize with procedural tools, shaders, post-processing, and all that kind of stuff, right? So anything that works with shaders and how things look, basically. And also a bit of VFX as well, like it's in VFX as well. But it's like kind of a general branch of things, right? So I'm thinking about what I can show you. For example, for my project for like a Blam inspired short called Grudge, I started doing some research on a manga style post-process shader, right? So I started doing some research. I started looking at like, for example, I wanted to make like a post-processing Blender nodes type of thing. I mean, yeah, Blender nodes are a part of it. I do use Blender at times for my work as well. And for example, I have some research here on like, I wanted to utilize cell shading with a bit of detail loss in the distance, like LODs, with the shader instead of like the geometry. Full black, inverted shading, kind of like having that pure pitch blackness in certain areas. Shaky warpy lines for like these impacts and whatever. So this is like a little research I did before I actually did my like execution. I think I can show you an example here from my channel as well. I mean, you can look at it as well, but okay, here we go. So I can go from here and I can go to my channel. Hey, look, I'm live. Great stream, guys. Great streamer. So here I have done, for example, this. Right, this is a stylized shader I've done called Crimson Shader, because that was like a homage to our project. That unfortunately didn't go too far. Maybe I'll get into that in the future. But here's, for example, this is like without the effects. This is just standard scene in Unreal, and this is with the stylization, right? So in here I have a bit of edge detection with filtering on the textures using a Kubahara algorithm, which is basically making things look kind of watercolory at times, and a bit of like contrast and exposure edits and whatever. It's a bit artifacty because it's one of my earlier works, but it's still pretty. It's still pretty. For example, here you can see that edge, like you can see those outlines a bit better. There's like a comparison here at the end, so I can show you here. For example, here you can see how like we lose a lot of that detail. You see like in the distance the outlines, and in here you can see the outlines a bit better. As you can see, like bam 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 bam. And like in the distance you don't like, and after a certain point you don't see those outlines. It's just a pure shader manipulation. That all sounds kind of complicated, but also fun. I wanted to do some shading and get comic book effect. Honestly, I first started using just the material graph in Unreal. And also, I mean, I first started technically with the Maya Hypershade, which is the node graph for materials in Maya, in Autodesk Maya. And only after a certain point, you need to have programming knowledge. Like, the nodes in Unreal are already very powerful. I believe they kind of work similarly as well in Unity. That's why I want to get into Unity as well. But Unreal also gives me the custom node, which I can write just my own scripts into it. And that allows me to make my own shaders and etc. And there is actually a shader that I've done. It's probably one of my best works, but it's currently in my LinkedIn, and I don't want to show that too much in public. So I'll probably upload it on YouTube sometime this week, probably. But yeah, so as a technical artist, I work with procedural tools and all that stuff. So yeah, and currently we have I think I'm gonna add these a bit later today because I have to do some cleaning today, unfortunately. So I'm like kind of running out of time. I've been already streaming for almost 3 hours, which is actually a record. I usually only stream for 2 hours at a time. But yeah, it kind of helped me to interact with people. And also, I'm still baffled that there are people watching this random guy build his own setup. Like, I'm actually baffled by that. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna slowly wrap this up. I don't want to add too much of my work here just yet. I think I'm gonna do that on my own. And if I need more development on this, then I will make another stream, definitely. So we have permanence here. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how I should do the weekly notes, the weekly tasks, because I've done them like this. It takes the list from here and then moves it to here. So I'm still kind of trying to figure this out, kind of thing. So definitely. I think next stream though, next stream, either I will continue this if I still have some things to write and etc. Or I'm gonna do a development stream where I'm gonna probably do some theory stuff. I'm talking about some game design stuff. One of those two. We'll see which one. But yeah. So right now we have explored what I have here. We chatted. It was mostly a chill stream today, so it wasn't a lot of things. But I think overall it went really well. I was still kind of shocked at like how many people came over this stream. So yeah. And I'm actually looking at it. I don't think I have a lot of things. Dev stream praise. But yeah, if you want to get into technical, I could do some technical art development streams. Actually, I feel like that will be very fun, and it will also show my knowledge to some extent. Actually, that's a really good idea. Because I want to make some shaders in Unreal, and I would love to share my process on how I make them. That will be really fun. Actually, I'm gonna note that. But to do that though, I have to be on my Windows, which sucks. But I have to do it. So yeah. All right then. So with that, I think people, unfortunately, I'm gonna be giving my goodbyes. Unfortunately. Overall, this was not only just a stream to kind of set this up, but also it was kind of a test to see if my OBS would work, and it works. It's a bit it has some buffering issues, but I hope the stream was smooth enough for you guys to enjoy. I got used to my Linux again a little bit. I'm getting used to my Linux again. I'm a bit rusty, you know. I'm still mixing up Control T and Alt F2 kind of thing. I had kind of funny moments there, but otherwise, thank you so much for dropping by. I didn't expect, again, I'm still flabbergasted. I didn't expect any of this. So, alright, I really appreciate it. And maybe tomorrow or a day later, I'll do another stream. Until then, just, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, you know, subscribe, I guess, if you want to see more streams. I'll probably do an update video soon on what I want to do. And yeah, so you all have a good one. Peace.